Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have a 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz and I'm excited to show you this sport adventure vehicle, as Hyundai likes to call it. So unfortunately, I can't show you a 2023 Santa Cruz quite yet because they have not arrived on dealership lots. However, we do have this 2022 Limited and I'm excited to get hands-on today because this is actually the first time I've actually been hands-on with a Santa Cruz for any amount of time rather than just basically looking at it from the exterior. Now, when it comes to the 2023 mod year, if you guys want to know everything that changed on the Santa Cruz, I have a dedicated video here on the channel, so make sure to check that one out. I'll go ahead and throw a card up in the corner so you guys can view what changed on each of the trims. But here on the Limited, there are virtually no changes for the next mod year. The only notable changes are this ice white is becoming Atlas white paint, and the Mojave sand is becoming California sand. I'm not exactly sure if there's any actual color changes or it's just a name change for the paint colors, but those are the only changes coming to the Limited trim. Now, when it comes to pricing for the 23 Santa Cruz Limited in particular, the good news is that pricing did not change hardly at all. It went up $170 over the last mod year, and consider everything going on, I think this is a bit of a relief to myself, but not only you guys as well that might be interested in purchasing one of these, because pricing increases year over year have been getting a little bit out of hand on certain vehicles, but $170 is really a normal increase when it comes to mod year changes prior to supply chain issues. Now, when the Santa Cruz was released last year, I think a lot of people were skeptical in whether or not there was actually a market for compact pickup trucks. Well, I think the Ford Maverick as well as the Santa Cruz has proven that there is a lot of demand out there for a vehicle that might be a little bit different in terms of a compact SUV, in terms of having an open bed space and just a little bit more cargo capacity and volume overall than maybe something like a Hyundai Tucson. Now, obviously the Ford Maverick has been doing extremely well, and I think that's partially due to the more pickup nature of the vehicle, as well as the lower starting price and the hybrid powertrain of the base model. The Santa Cruz, on the other hand, kind of tailors a different market within the compact space in that it's more luxury oriented or regular, like compact SUV oriented rather than truck focused. So I think these two are different vehicles, but they do have buyers that might cross shop them both. So I think that's the key differences between those two players in the segment so far. But let's go ahead and not waste any more time and take a look at the Santa Cruz Limited and see what we think of it. So the Santa Cruz in front of us is a 2022 mod year, but like I said, the only difference is going to be this white paint. This one is ice white, and for the 23 mod year, it's going to be called Atlas white. This one has the black leather interior. Overall, I like the white paint on this vehicle. It gives it a nice contrast with the darkened chrome and the accent wheels and everything like that. Starting up front, the Santa Cruz has a slightly different face as the Tucson, but this is overall the same platform as the Tucson with some modifications, obviously in the wheelbase and the overall size of the vehicle. But the face does resemble a Tucson, however, it is very different. You still have your LED signature daytime ring lights with this unique design language, darkened chrome grille. The Limited has LED projector headlights, which is the top of the line lighting that Hyundai offers. You have some more accent turn signals right here that are LED. But overall, it looks nice front end. You have your camera up front here in the grille for the 360 camera system, but overall it looks very sharp. Coming to the wheels and tires, these are your Limited specific 20-inch wheels with a machined and black accent finish. The tires are 245/50 Michelin Primacy LTX tires, so just a nice solid all season. Now, you do have black cladding around all Santa Cruzes, and they do have some little Easter eggs, kind of like Jeep does with their vehicles. You have a little Santa Cruz right there in the plastic molding with some other design language with the triangles. Body color mirror caps with LED turn signals. There's your cameras in the mirrors for that camera system. Blind spot detection. Hyundai Digital Key 1 here on the Limited, so only Android compatible devices. There's the unique side profile of the Santa Cruz, obviously with the open bed design. You have black roof rails up top. And out back is really where the differences show themselves here on the Santa Cruz versus something like the Tucson that people might cross shop this with. You have the bed rails with the Easter egg, like I said, the little Santa Cruz in there. All Limiteds or SEL activity packages and up come with the integrated tonneau cover. You have partial LED taillights here with the brake light and turn signals that are incandescent. You have little steps in the rear bumper. You have some more of that darkened chrome accent on the bumper here on the Limited, and this one is optioned with the tow hitch accessory. So this is a $450 option, It gives you the 7-pin wiring connection as well as your trailer hitch. This can tow up to 5,000 pounds because this one is all-wheel drive. It has the 2.5-liter turbocharged engine. There's your backup camera, your little dark and chrome Hyundai logo right there. H-Track 2.5T with the Santa Cruz stamped in the tailgate. Overall looks very nice out back. I think they did a good job with the design of this truck, or SAV as Hyundai likes to call it. One last thing to mention here on the exterior is you do have a regular size sunroof on this trim. On the inside of the Santa Cruz, like I mentioned, this is the black leather interior. The door panel up front is going to be very similar, if not the same, as the Tucson Limited. So you have soft touch materials, a little cloth insert with your same gloss black accent, power windows, mirrors, locks, your silver accented door handle pull, Bose premium audio system. I believe these seats are going to be the same as well here in the front as the Tucson. So you have your power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar, some accent piping here in this gray finish. And overall, the dashboard is going to be the same with some minor differences here in the center console area. Go ahead and start it up. So immediately you're greeted with the same 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster as many other Hyundai vehicles, including the Tucson. Now I'm not going to cover that too much in detail as I have gone through that in other videos, but overall this is going to be the same digital gauge cluster. Leather wrapped steering wheel. The left side has your audio and mode controls for the infotainment system. The right side has your Hyundai safety systems, including smart cruise control, lane follow assist, highway driving assist 1, as well as your menu controls for that digital gauge cluster, so you can cycle through some of the options there. Automatic headlights with auto high beam assist. Rain sensing wipers here on the Limited. Dash illumination. Here's some of your bed lighting as well as your traction control off. Moving on to the infotainment system, this is the same 10.25-inch built-in navigation infotainment system that many Hyundai vehicles are starting to offer, especially for the 2023 model year. Overall, very easy to use, has the BlueLink integration, has Sirius XM, FM, AM, wired Android Auto, wired Apple CarPlay. I think a lot of people have started to realize that the system is only wired capable. All of your touch sensitive controls down here for the climate controls, as well as your hard touch or shortcut buttons for the infotainment system. Now, one thing I do not like is the volume are only touch based. There's no knobs or anything like that. Like I mentioned, dual zone automatic climate control here in the front. And this is where things start to get a little bit different here versus the Tucson. So underneath the climate controls, you have your Hyundai digital keypad as well as your wireless charger. 2 USB-A ports with a 12-volt outlet. You have a traditional gear shifter here versus the push button shifter in the Tucson. And I think this was something that Hyundai did because of the segment of vehicle that this was going to be placed in, more of a truck type vehicle. And I think people do like this, but like I've seen in other videos, the push button gear selection frees up a lot of additional space, especially if you have a drink or a water bottle in the front cup holder. So accessing this area up here might be a little more difficult with this in the way, as well as a drink. But behind the gear shift, we have your all-wheel drive center differential lock, so this will distribute power 50-50 front and rear. Auto hold, electronic parking brake, your camera system. Like I said, this one has the surround vision system, so you can see all the different views of the vehicle. Very nice and high resolution. Hill descent control, and you have drive mode selection. So this one has normal, sport, smart, and snow, just like the Tucson. Heated and ventilated front seats with your heated steering wheel buttons located back here, not up here versus the Tucson. Nicely padded armrest with some stitching. Looks to be about the same size as the Tucson, nothing inside. Black headliner. You have some lighting up top. LED interior illumination. BlueLink SOS. Auto dimming rear view mirror with garage home link. Now this is staying for 2023 on the Limited. However, the SEL Premium, which formerly has home link capability as well, will not be having that anymore for the 23 model year. Regular size sunroof. Let's go ahead and check out the back seat, and this again is where a lot of the differentiation happens versus the Tucson. So immediately you can tell the door size opening is smaller, but there's still a decent amount of space in the Santa Cruz. You have hard touch materials up top, but you have a padded armrest. Your cup holder is located on the door of the Santa Cruz rather than the center armrest because there is not one. You do have under seat storage in the Santa Cruz just by lifting this on either side. Nice handy feature of most trucks. 2 map net pockets on the backs of the front seats. AC vents, 2 USB charge ports. Manual sliding window. But stepping inside, overall it's just a little bit smaller than something like the Tucson. But in all reality, I still have enough room. That's not exactly where the seat was going to be, but I am 5'9", have enough leg room. I've seen people that are 6 foot sitting here and have enough leg room. But the seats are not too far vertically angled, but it's definitely comfortable for several hours of road trip or just daily use as a family hauler. You have your electronic tailgate release with the soft opening function. And if you move the tonneau cover up, you can see this one is optioned with a few accessories. This one has the bed mat. You also have your trunk release here in the back for an extra storage space. This also has a drain inside, so if you want to do tailgating, just remove that plug right there, drain all the water out. But overall, this is a lot of additional space. You have LED lighting here in the trunk, as well as up there by the brake light. Certain trims also do have the 120 outlet here in the bed behind the right side cover. So you can see the plug is right there. Pretty easy to access, good for tailgating, stuff like that. You have a ton of mounting and tie down points in the back. So you have 2 on each side right here, as well as your adjustable system like that. Overall, it's a very useful 4-foot bed, which again is a hair smaller than something like the Maverick. But if you have the tailgate down, something like this obviously extends the space. And the Santa Cruz, much like other trucks, you can adjust these cables, put them up to this point, and this will hang the tailgate at a certain angle. So if you want to put plywood up above the wheel wells or something like that, it will keep the whole thing flat and add additional support at this point so the wood can hang off the back. But overall, a nice space in the back of the Santa Cruz. I definitely see why people might like it. But finishing up here on the passenger front seat, you do only have a 4-way manual front seat, so no height adjustment there. Glove box is damped and does have interior illumination. You have your amplifier for the Bose premium audio system underneath the front seat. But yeah, overall a very nice interior and a unique vehicle, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and take a look under the hood, see what powertrains you get, and wrap up this video. So under the hood of the Santa Cruz Limited and the SEL Premium trims, you get the 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This puts out 291 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque through either the front or all-wheel drive. Hyundai has supposedly released that there will be a front-wheel drive versions of Santa Cruz coming at a later date. I do not believe those are quite in production just yet, but I could definitely see those coming sometime in the 2023 model year. Now the 2.5 liter turbo is paired to the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission, and a lot of people do not like this combination for the transmission alone. So if you do not want the dual clutch transmission, you have to opt for the base 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder found in every trim outside of the SEL Premium and the Limited. So wrapping up this video here with my final thoughts on my first impressions with the Santa Cruz. I definitely see why people might like this vehicle and cross-shop it with something like a Tucson. Obviously, they're based on similar platforms, so the base powertrain of the Santa Cruz is going to be the same as the Tucson. But obviously, there's a bunch of benefits to both. If you need more rear seat legroom and passenger volume and I guess sealed storage behind the second row seats in the Tucson, obviously that's probably going to be a better choice for your needs. But if you want a little bit less legroom but still very practical overall, and need a little bit of bed space or open air space per se, then I think the Santa Cruz definitely fits your needs. Now when it comes to pricing, the Santa Cruz is going to be slightly higher than the Tucson in most of the trims with equal equipment. Now even here on the Limited, it's missing a few options that the Tucson has, like the remote smart parking assist. It doesn't have a panoramic sunroof, just has the standard sunroof. But majority of the options are going to be the same between the varying trims of the Tucson and the Santa Cruz. And another big benefit of the Santa Cruz is the towing capacity. Now the Tucson can tow only 2,000 pounds, whereas all the Santa Cruzes can tow 3,500 pounds. And if you get the 2.5 liter turbo with all-wheel drive, like this one is equipped, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Now that is the big benefit, I think, of the compact truck space, such as the Ford Maverick can tow up to 4,000 pounds, which is still more than most of the compact SUVs that people might be cross-shopping them with. So I think that's another big benefit that people forget about, as well as the payload of the Santa Cruz, as well as the Ford Maverick. Now the Santa Cruz as equipped here can haul just about 1,600 pounds worth of payload, and the equivalent Tucson Limited can haul about 1,300. So there's a little bit more than 300 pound difference between the two in terms of payload. Now if it were my choice, here's why I would choose the Santa Cruz in particular. One is the powertrain. I prefer the 2.5 liter turbo with the 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission. I think the power is much better than the base 2.5 liter naturally aspirated one. And I also like dual clutch transmissions in general because of their shifting characteristics, as well as their little more driver engagement or driver focused. You feel a little bit more engaging. It's not quite as smooth as something like the traditional 8-speed, which a lot of people out there do want the smoothness. The 8-speed wet dual clutch is still smooth. It's just a little bit more I guess, dynamic than the traditional transmission. And in addition to this, I would also choose the Santa Cruz over the Tucson because I think it looks better aesthetically. I think the front end is a little bit more aggressive, and the truck vibe that you get from the Santa Cruz is definitely really nice. And I think the bed might come in handy in those homeowner situations where you need to haul something here and there. You're not hauling something all the time. Say you need to run to the store and get some mulch, say you need to get some dirt, say you need to get a little bit of rock. Say you need to go get a household appliance. I bet a fridge might fit in the back of the Santa Cruz. All that stuff might be one-off useful cases of the Santa Cruz, where if you had a Tucson or something like that, well, then you can't haul as much. So with all this being said, if you guys enjoyed watching or found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It greatly helps out these videos and the channel. If you guys are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out some of their content I have posted here. I have how-to videos, walk-around videos just like this one, comparison videos, 2023 model year change videos. So a bunch of useful automotive information. So make sure to check that content out if you guys are interested. And once again, I want to say thank you to all the recent subscribers and supporters of the channel. We recently hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone, which I definitely think it's crazy. A little over 3 months time. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed and checked out the channel thus far. Hopefully you stick around for the future content as it continues to evolve and grow. And as always, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I enjoy engaging with you guys. So whether it has something to do with the subject of the video or you just have a suggestion for the channel, I'd love to hear it. So with all that being said, once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.